If you're about to buy a brand new flash drive, I found something really cool that you should consider. This is the Lexar D400 Dual Drive, and what that means is that on one side it has the older USB-A connector, and on the other side it has the USB-C connector, which is often used on new laptops, Microsoft Surface tablets, and even phones. Often I see that phones allow you to move files and pictures back and forth and even perform backups if you have the right flash drive to plug in. So basically with this, you'll never be at a loss for having the wrong kind of flash drive to plug into the device. So if we go over to Amazon, you can see that these are quite affordable. They range in price from $13.91 today's price for the 64GB version. The 128 it looks like is under $16, and then the one I bought was the 256GB version for under $30. That is a great price. And the beauty of it too is that they are USB 3.2 Gen 1, which means that they're quite fast. You can see on here the throughput is rated up to 130 megabytes per second. Now mind you, that's the read speed, which is usually a lot faster than these things can write. So I would assume that that is accurate, but we're going to go ahead and plug this in and actually get a reading on what my computer sees for the right speed of the device. That's always good to know. Now for the hard part, getting it out of the package. Boom! Alrighty then. Okay, on to the testing. I'm going to insert this flash drive into the little USB-C port on the very front of my computer. And I've created some test files and folders that we can use to test out the speed of the drive. So once it's inserted, if I look at my drives list, you see it here, it says Lexar E, and it has just under the 250 gigabytes capacity after formatting. And on the drive itself are several PDF files and a program that the manufacturer put on there to help you secure and encrypt it if you choose to. So looking at the PDF file, it mentions that here it's the Lexar Data Shield program, and that is the one that you can create the password just in case you lose the drive and you don't want other people to just pop it in their computer and be able to access all your files. So that's totally optional. One thing I noticed that I didn't like so much about the way the drive is formatted from the factory is that it's using the FAT32 file system, and you can't save any files bigger than 4 gigabytes on the flash drive itself due to that limitation. Now that can be overcome by reformatting the flash drive to the NTFS file system or exFAT if you want to access it on a Mac and other different computers and operating systems that are compatible with that. So I found that out by actually trying to take this Windows 11 file that's 4.61 gigabytes and then simply paste it onto the drive, but it said no. It said it's too large for the destination file system. So I would have to actually reformat it to fix that. Formatting the flash drive is actually pretty easy to do. You just open up the Windows File Explorer, and you can either right-click the drive in the left column, or you can click on this PC and then right-click on it here. In the menu that appears, just choose Format, and then you can choose one of two things. Here's exFAT, which would be great if you have like Macs and PCs and Linux and a bunch of different devices with different operating systems. Or if you're just all Windows all the time, you can choose NTFS. So I'm going to use the exFAT and just leave all the other settings the same. Quick format is good, and just click Start. It gives you a warning. Now you're going to erase everything on the drive, so make sure that's what you want, and then click OK. And it doesn't take long at all with the quick format. So it's already done, and now we'll be able to write a larger than 4 gigabyte file to it. So let's take that 4.6 gigabyte Windows image, open it up, right click, and paste. Unlike before, now it actually lets me do that because this file system supports very large files. To keep this video short, I'm going to do the read and write test on the screen all at the same time. So essentially I have an almost 4 gigabyte file that I'm going to write to the flash drive, then I'm going to read it from the flash drive to the computer to test the speed of both. And then I have another folder here where it says 500 little files. So those are just an assortment of tiny files I copied out of the Windows System 32 folder to see how the drive performs with a whole bunch of tiny files. Now there's only 8.33 megabytes total in there, but it does take a long time in between each file in milliseconds for the files to get written onto the flash drive. So when you're accessing them, those milliseconds add up. So in summary, this Lexar D400 flash drive did a pretty good job reading those 500 tiny files from the drive at a good speed. The speed chart didn't even have a chance to fully level out before the transfer finished. Now when writing those files to the drive, it did take about twice as long, and it achieved a speed of about 1 megabyte per second, which really is not that bad and is about what I would have expected for having so many files. Now on the other side, on that large 3.37 gigabyte file, the read speed was great. It seemed to average out at about 163 megabytes per second, which is 3 megabytes per second faster than the manufacturer claimed, which is great. And then when we wrote the large file to the drive, it leveled out at about 52 megabytes a second, roughly a third of the drive's maximum read speed, but still 52 megabytes per second, that's not bad, and that's pretty quick. These drives always tend to read a lot faster than they write, and that's all throughout different brands I've seen ever since I started using them. All things considered, I actually really do like this Lexar D400 Dual Drive and would recommend it to anyone. I love the fact how it has both USB options on it, it's made out of a solid metal sturdy construction and it's less likely to break, and the price is right. So if you're going to go out and buy a flash drive anyway, why not get one that gives you twice as many options for what you plug into? If you enjoyed this video, please give the video a like and feel free to subscribe to my channel, and also I have a whole lot of other technical videos you can dig through if you enjoyed content like this. There's plenty more to see. Thank you so much for your time and have an awesome rest of your day.